Recently, Ford announced the all-new 2023 Maverick Tremor. Having owned a Maverick FX4 Lariat for the past year, I was really excited to see this new off-road version address most of the concerns I had with the Maverick. The new Tremor will have better ground clearance, the twin-clutch rear drive unit, in addition to improved approach, departure, and breakover angles. But on the flip side, the Maverick Tremor also has reduced towing and payload capabilities. So what did I buy to replace our long-term Maverick? Well, I bought a Tremor, of course. This is the new 2022 Ford Ranger XLT Tremor Edition. Compared to the Maverick, it has more power, better off-road capability, and it can tow up to 7,500 pounds. So why did I pick this 4th generation Ranger with the 5th generation just around the corner? Find out right now on this episode of Driving Sports TV. Most automotive categories see significant updates every 4 to 5 years, but that's not how the truck segment works. Pretty much every single mid-size pickup has been living through excruciatingly long product cycles. The Toyota Tacoma's 3rd generation came out in 2016, and even that borrowed a lot from the 2nd generation, which was introduced way back in 2005. That doesn't seem to be hurting their sales, of course. It is by far the best-selling truck in the segment, moving 250,000 in the US alone in 2021. The 2nd generation Nissan Frontier was available for 17 years. The 3rd gen just dropped recently, and it's a very nice truck. Like the Toyota, it's more of a Generation 2.5 in that many parts were borrowed from the prior design. But I still like it. The Chevy Colorado just announced its 3rd generation as a 2023 model. This includes a new Trail Boss that I am very much looking forward to testing out later this year. Again, the Colorado will be sitting on an updated version of a legacy platform, meaning it is new, kind of, but it's not really all new. That GMT platform dates all the way back to 2003. Still, I have very high expectations for this 2023 model. And that brings us to the Ford Ranger. Introduced in 1983 in partnership with Mazda, it has grown over the years both in size and capability. In 2012, Ford dropped the model from its North American lineup to focus on the popular F-150, but it continued to sell and develop the Ranger overseas. In 2019, Ford brought the 4th generation Ranger back to North America. But instead of making it all new, it was a revision on the international model, which first went on sale way back in 2011. So yes, effectively, this is a brand new 10-year-old truck. But Ford has done a number of things with this Tremor Edition to make it even better than the standard Ranger. I've already done a full review of the 2021 Ford Ranger Tremor Edition, so I'm not going to go into all the details here. But let's touch on some of the basics. Under the hood is a thoroughly modern engine. This is a 4-cylinder turbocharged, so yeah, it's an EcoBoost engine that puts out 270 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. It is connected to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and it powers all 4 wheels through a part-time 4-wheel drive system. And it is enhanced with several trail modes. EPA rates economy at a squared 19 miles to the gallon, both in city and on the highway. The back still has leaf springs, but they're in a new multi-leaf design that is an improvement over the standard Ranger. Here they're enhanced with Fox shocks that have remote reservoirs, which should be pretty nice. We also, of course, have underbody protection. In terms of ground clearance, we have 9.7 inches, which bests not just the Maverick, it also bests the new Maverick Tremor. So that's a distinct advantage here. In terms of options, there was one thing I did not add to this truck that I really kind of wish I did. You see, I got a bare bed. I didn't actually put in a spray in, nor did I put an insert in. I've moved like 5 items with this, and I've already scratched the heck out of the sides. So, lesson learned. I did, however, add a bed mat, because I knew that was going to be an issue pretty quickly. The standard tires on this are General Grabber ATXs, and I don't know if I would pick this tire if I were just buying tires, but so far it's actually been pretty good. It has a very aggressive tread pattern, The only real downside I've noticed with this tire is its tendency to pick up and throw gravel. It really wants to do that a lot, but I'll keep these on here for right now. As usual, we bought this truck at full MSRP. We didn't take any discounts, but we also didn't pay over. As you see it here, you're looking at $44,065 US, including destination and delivery. The only options we included are the tech package, which includes adaptive cruise control and remote start. I already had the Yakima Overhaul HD rack. If you watch me regularly, you know that was installed on the Maverick, which I had up until last week. So I'm not including that in the price. Beyond this Tremor edition, there's a lot more to the Ranger story, and that takes us to Australia. Last year, Ford Australia introduced the next generation Ford Ranger. It has a brand new chassis, massively updated tech, design cues from the Maverick, and off-road capability without compromising payload or towing. On paper, it sounds pretty awesome. Looks pretty good too. Ford has already confirmed that this new Ranger will go on sale here in the US later this fall, with deliveries taking place in the second half of 2023. And yes, with this new generation, we'll finally be able to buy a Ranger Raptor in the US. Yes! So what we're really doing here is part one of a two-part test. This fall, we will place our order for the next generation Ranger, and while we wait for it to arrive, sometime next year, we are going to work and play with this one. Along the way, we'll compare this both to its new and old rivals, and then when the new generation finally hits, of course, we'll compare it and decide which one we want to keep. In the meanwhile, this Ranger has a lot on its plate. We recently received another Ranger, a side-by-side from Polaris, to test in the coming months. Our Ranger Tremor here will be the tow rig that gets us to various filming locations. And of course, we're also going to continue to build out our test site with new roads, hazards, trials, and tribulations. An off-road ready truck with serious towing capabilities is a necessity out there. And this Ranger can tow up to 7,500 pounds, which is the highest in its class. That'll be really helpful for moving logs and rocks around the site. The times I missed my 4Runner the most was when we were here at the test site, specifically doing site maintenance. Now, when you have a hill like this, it just doesn't magically happen. You have to have roads cut in, and there is ongoing maintenance. And yes, perhaps we should probably do a better job with the maintenance than we do. But point being, when I am out here to clean up the roads, like trim the grass, dig holes, plant new logs, stuff like that, I really wanted something where I could just literally drive to any place on this hill and not worry about it. The Maverick just really couldn't do that. It just felt more delicate. And that all-wheel drive system, though good, it just really felt like you were abusing it more than something with, say, a traditional transfer case. These type of vehicles are tried and true workhorses. And yeah, we're out here at the property and we're gonna do a little work with this new Tremor. First thing I want to do, there's a log that's always bugged me. I just don't want it there. Okay, so I'm just gonna line this up with the log that I have over here. Now I already have a D-ring that I put into the back of the vehicle. We actually used that on the Maverick a few times. I'm just gonna line this up and then we're gonna latch it and drag it out, because really I just want it moved from there to over there. Not that big of a deal. I think we can do this. Give it a little yank, see what it does. Now this is actually where I would love to have a rear camera, but it only works in reverse. Okay, I think we're snug. Let's just yank it. I'm just in 4 high. This isn't requiring much work apparently. There we go, let's take it for a drive. Now I want to put it over here. So I'm just going to line it up. Taking out a bunch of weeds at the same time. Yes. Okay, now I'm gonna go check my work. Ah, perfect. Gonna go grab glasses and then chainsaw that end piece off. For the next little job, I'm going to add rocks to the Sidewinder. Love the approach angle on this, it's pretty good as far as pickups go. Oop, don't want to charge it. I don't want those rocks tumbling around in back, dinging up those painted sides. Listening for a tumble, tumble, tumble. Don't want those rocks tumbling everywhere. It's a little too sketchy to do a U-turn back there, and I don't want to drive through the course with the rocks because I might bounce and then dent the back of my bed. So I'm going to drop all the rocks here and then drive through so I have better working space. I mean, it's a truck. I don't mind a little scratching on the bed, but let's not do more than we need to because I do have to sell this back in about 10 months. This is where a front-facing camera would be really useful so I could align with the rock on the left every single time. Just don't know where it is unless I have a camera. There we go. The fire hazard is really high, so I'm gonna clear all the dead grass underneath the truck before I park it here. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so let's see what we're doing here. Well, an issue I'm having is the trucks are shunting to the right. Not a big deal with my own truck, but I'm a little concerned about the larger trucks. Like if I took a 350 through here, they're going sideways and hitting the bank. So I'm gonna give a little bit more grip on the right so we don't have that issue. Now the idea here isn't that I'm trying to actually make this easier, I'm just trying to make it safer. Because with manufactured vehicles, they really don't like it when we break them. And we haven't done it yet, but it's getting closer and closer each time. Especially in the winter, when this turns into a little trough of mud. And not the good fun mud that you're thinking of, I'm talking about the treacherous stuff. It's amazing how little area a couple 100 pounds of rocks fills. So that's just kind of an idea of what we do here when we're not normally filming. We got a lot more to do, but you don't need to see me huffing and puffing on camera any more than you already have. So let's go back to the parking lot and wrap this up. So that's our new 2022 Ford Ranger XLT Tremor. Was our long-term pick a surprise for you? Post a comment below. For Driving Sports TV, I'm Ryan Douthit. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share videos. We make them for you, and I do hope you enjoy them.